Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Rich here on behalf of Rich TV Live, and we are live on YouTube, the greatest streaming platform in the galaxy. It's true. And the topic of today's conversation is once again, the cannabis stocks were down in October 6%. That is 7 months in a row of red. January, February, March, we were green, 3 months of green. Since then, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months of red in a row. What are you thinking, Lorenzo? What are you thinking about this, buddy? 7 months of red in a row. Is now the time to buy? Is now the time to buy? Lorenzo says, getting ready for this MRMD trade. Yeah, you just keep buying that one over and over. Rinse and repeat. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Yeah, man, it's been crazy. 7 months in a row of red. I've been doing this for over 2.5 years. In January, with 3 years that I've been doing this on YouTube, we've never had a slump for 7 months. This is the first time we've had a 7-month slump. May not be the last time, but it is the first time in the last 3 years I've seen a 7-month slump. Lorenzo says 7 months of manipulation. They know what's going on, Rich. Beat the sector to death till everybody wants out. Yeah, and they beat it to death, and then all the institutions get in once everything is low so that they can make a ton of money on the way up. R Star says, I bought back in yesterday. Drew D says, I'll never get out. Ryan Hannon says, it's a sobering year in the sector. Lorenzo says, I'm not worried, Rich. I'm sure there's a lot going on behind the curtains. I agree with you. I agree with you. Drew D says, stubborn me. Infinite Possibility says, what do you think about it? I think that we are in a buying range. I think there's buying opportunities all across the sector. I did a video yesterday with my top 10, and I said that Cannabis growth, as far as I'm concerned, is a buy. I think there's huge upside for Cannabis growth at these levels. I think there's a lot of institutions in way higher that don't want to lose money and probably won't lose money. So in my opinion, there's buys all across the board right now. There's buys all across the board. Cannabis growth, Afria, Aurora. There's good buys everywhere. Planet 13, Ianthus. I mean, some really, really good solid buys all across the board. Valens Growworks, Metafarm Labs. I just see so much upside for all of these companies. Drew D says, started a little early, but I'm not tripping. It's like we went to the party and we got there early. We didn't get that memo that the party was starting at 10 p.m. We showed up at 4. We showed up early to the party. Well, the good news is when you're in early, you don't have to worry about it. You can chill, go on with your life, do whatever you need to do, and you already own the stock. So when they do explode, you're already positioned. That's the good news if you're ready in. The bad news is you got to wait. That's the stock market, man. Michael Price says, perfect storm of bad news, one thing after another, back up the truck. I agree with you, man. The entire stock market on the global scale is at all-time highs. Cannabis stocks are at all-time lows. That's manipulation at its finest. Yes, they've been overpriced, overhyped, overvalued. A sector with no revenues to speak of, no profits to speak of, shouldn't have traded as high as they did, but the reality is they did. So what did they have to do? They had to bring them back to be able to justify the price to earning ratios, the EBITDA, the share prices. Now the prices are starting to become what a lot of investors would call undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. So very, very soon we're going to see a resurrection of epic proportions, but not everything is going to jump up. Only the best will jump up. Companies that are struggling with money, companies that are going bankrupt, companies that are tight are going to struggle. But the companies that are well capitalized, companies that are profitable, companies that have a lot of financing behind them, good quality financing, not debt spiral financing, are going to flourish. Will I be lowering my cost on Xena? Everybody keeps talking about Xena. I got other things on my mind, man. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Everybody just wants to talk about Xena. I got 20 companies I own. Xena is just one of them. I treat them as such. It's like everybody just wants to talk about Xena. Xena's been one of the worst performers of the sector. Am I going to keep talking about them? No. Am I interested in finding other companies to invest in? Yes. Will I average down on them? Yeah, of course. When? I have no idea. It's not my number one priority right now. I educate the public and let them know what their rights are, what their options are. It's up to you guys to decide what you're going to do. Right now, I'm just chilling. I'm not doing nothing yet. I'm watching. Just watching. I want to see how low things go. If I feel like things are at a bottom and then it starts to turn around, then I'll lower my cost. Until then, I'm just chilling. But I'm not in no rush to do anything. Typically, when you rush to do things, that's when you make the biggest mistakes. Nicholas says, weed is a buy in my opinion. I agree with you. There's a lot of big institutions. There's a lot of big players in on canopy growth. Lots. And a lot of them got in at $30, $40, $50. Canopy growth has been as high as 70. We're right now at 26. We're talking about almost 200% upside for the largest player in the sector from these prices. I think it's a buy. Not to say that it can't go lower. Anything can go anywhere. We've had 7 months of red, but the last time crypto went down for a year, which was about 6 months ago, it was down for like a year. And then it exploded up from 3,000 to 14,000. Now it's back down to 9,000. We will see a similar explosion in the cannabis sector. Mark my words. Mark my words. I have been in the facilities, but at the end of the day, I've lost a lot of confidence in Cannabis. They're down 95% this year. So clearly they've lost control of the market. So regardless of I've seen the facilities, it doesn't change the fact that the company could go bankrupt. Cannabis is on the verge of going bankrupt. They either need to become profitable or they need to clean up their debt issue. The problem with Cannabis and the reason why the stock is going down, and I've talked to people that are inside the company about this in length, is that they're on the verge of going bankrupt. This is the problem with Cannabis. So I would be very careful with them. And like I said, they're not my number one priority. Yeah, I dumped a lot of money into the company. I'm down on that one position, but I've been down before on stocks. I can always lower my cost. I can wait till it goes back up, or it might go to nothing. That's the reality of the stock market. There's a lot of risk and there's a lot of reward. I choose to focus on the next pick. Focusing on Cannabis is not going to solve anything for me. I choose to focus on the next pick. What's going to be the next winner? If I can make 200% on canopy growth, I can make some money there. If I can make 200% on Aurora Cannabis, I can make some money there. If I can make 100% on Afria, I can make some money there. That's what I choose to focus on. I'm not going to just keep, talking about the same thing over and over and over every single day. It's a little bit boring and monotonous, to be quite honest with you. There's 443 cannabis companies, folks. 443 cannabis companies. I find it laughable when people say there's going to be 5 in Canada and 5 in the States. There's 443 right now. You're going to get rid of 433 companies? I don't think so. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. A lot of people don't know what they're talking about. Trust me. A lot of people do not know what they're talking about. They do not understand this game. This is not a game that can be played by one person, by 5 people. This is a game that needs to be played by many. We're talking about flower. You need to be an expert to grow flower. We're talking about CBDs. You need to be an expert to create, distribute, sell, market CBDs. We're talking about cannabis-infused beverages. We're talking about hemp. We're talking about edibles. That's 5 independent industries. Yes, some companies will do all 5. Some companies will just be experts in one. At the end of the day, I don't see 5 companies doing the whole world. It's not going to happen. Not happening. Not happening. 443 companies this year. Last year, there was 400. We just grew by another 10% this year. Yet everybody says they're going to disappear. They're not disappearing. Yeah, maybe the money's got tight. Maybe it's harder for them to raise capital, but that could change too. The Safe Banking Act gets passed. All of a sudden, it's like a switch. Huge money starts rushing into American cannabis MSOs, and everything can change overnight. So things can change very quickly. Just because it's tight for money today doesn't mean it's going to be tight for money tomorrow. And because a company's struggling for money today doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be struggling for money tomorrow. And a company is doing really good today doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be doing very good tomorrow. Look at CannTrust. Great examples. Just look at CannTrust. We will see a cannabis stocks resurrection. Will it happen this November? We've had 7 months of red in a row. Could we please see a resurrection?
Haters and they trolls.
I am trying to manifest a resurrection. Listen to the words.
Lawyers, they're trying to put lawsuits on these
Listen
companies.
to the words.
Meanwhile, what they're trying to do is create a distraction so we don't take advantage of the cannabis stock resurrection. That's really what's going on. That's the truth. This is your boy Rich, and I'm Mo. Peace.
One day we gon' fly, we gon' make this money, we gon' live our life. But we can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright. One day we gon' fly, we gon' make this money, we gon' live our life. We can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright. Shortest can't take us down. It's the time to buy and put your money in. Let the profits maximize. We the people stay true and we don't stand for lies. Canada, we the leader for the legalized. Herb be the cure for all the sick and all the broken. We wanted this for years and they thought we were joking. Nah. We were always patient. Cannabis for you and me and all the nations. So all my brothers and all my sisters, go on and light it up. Go on and take it to the head when the times are tough. I know we buying in the red, that's the sign of luck. But don't panic, we gotta manage, the time is us. And I don't care for the lefts and all the market makers. But I swear they nuts, I call them salty haters. Big pharma trying to get in for a piece of it. Because they know the medication, we don't believe in it. I'm so happy it's over, all the prohibition, and now we're here, it's Rich TV, the coalition. There's no locking or stopping because we on a mission. Teach the people they spreading lies, it's a contradiction.
You want to make money, invest in the top cannabis stocks in Canada and the United States that are revenue generating. Invest in the best because the best is blessed. This is your boy Rich, and we're out. Peace. You're not winning, you're not watching. This is the cannabis stock revolution. It's true. Get ready for the resurrection. I'm up. Peace.
I'm talking Jordan Belfort. Let's open up scenarios. Wolf of Wall Street, and I ain't talking about the DiCaprios. The man predicted markets. He knew it was going to explode. He knew it was making money, and he knew to crash your homes. Oh, yeah, these are the big boys. He also predicted the crash of Bitcoins. That's a big short. Stop acting like a big dork. I'ma get this pod, no lie. I need a big fork. Yeah. I know about the tactics. The shorters making money off the people's back is horseshit. I'm telling you, take caution. Everything is so corporate. I'm trying to make enough money to give to all the poor kids. And that is what the herb is for. Helping people feed the poor. All we need is life, so stop thinking that all you need is more. And now we here, but our past, yeah, we can't forget. It's time to grow, and you know we getting out of debt. One day we gon' fly. We gon' make this money, we gon' live or die. But we can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright. And one day we gon' fly. We gon' make this money, we gon' live our life. And we can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright.
The real Wolf of Wall Street loves cannabis stocks. Jordan Belfort believes in cannabis stocks. The new Wolf of Wall Street loves cannabis stocks. Rich TV Live loves and believes in cannabis stocks. The question is, do you believe in cannabis stocks, and will you achieve ultimate wealth through the cannabis stocks revolution? It's true.
That is the question. Nobody ever said getting rich was going to be easy. I mean, 7 months, when you think about it in a large scale of things, is nothing. As an investor, 7 months is nothing. Let's be honest. It's not a long time for an investor to get a return. So I've waited years on many, many, many investments. So I'm not too concerned about anything in the cannabis sector right now. What I want to do is I want to break down my top 10 stocks for October, and then I want to break down my top 10 stocks for November. I want you guys to write these down. So my top 10 stocks for October. In number 10 was Organigram. In number 9 was GRWG, Grow Generation Corp. In number 8 was CVSI. In number 7 was Planet 13. In number 6 was CWeb. In number 5 was IIPR. In number 4 was MediPharm Labs. Number 3 was MaryMed. Number 2 was Village Farms. And numero uno was TrueLeaf. And TrueLeaf has been up 30% in the last couple months. Now, I gave you guys a new top 10 yesterday for November. Here's my top 10 for November. In number 10, I have Ianthus. Big fan of Ianthus. In number 9, I have Planet 13. I have just become a huge fan of Planet 13. Absolutely love what Planet 13 is doing, okay? They want to create an experience for investors and smokers and enthusiasts. And I'm planning to go to Planet 13 just for this experience. Go down to Planet 13 in Vegas. Go to their facilities. They're going to have a pool. They're going to have a club. They're going to have a huge facility filled with cannabis products, CBD products, different types of cannabis and CBD type products, hemp products. And you're going to be able to go to this club environment where they're going to have a pool, they're going to have a club, they're going to have music, they're going to have cannabis products, and you could just hang out. Now, that is what I dreamt of when I started in this business. Situations like that, where people that love cannabis could go hang out with other people that love cannabis and just have a good time and meet other people that also like cannabis. I think it's brilliant. I think it's genius. And I think Planet 13 is going to be a beast. 275% year over year growth, 1.4 million in adjusted operating income. Put Planet 13 on your watch list. I think it's going to be a beast. GW Pharma was number 8 on my list. They have been an absolute monster. 2,094% year over year growth has to be paid attention to. 72 million in quarterly sales, and that number will grow even bigger. Ianthus, which was my 10th pick in November, has 7,400% year over year growth, which is just mind-boggling. 7,400% year over year growth. That is just crazy. Okay. Then my number 7 pick is Green Thumb, GTII, 44 million in quarterly sales, 228% year over year growth. You can't tell me that the year over year growth is not spectacular. You cannot tell me that the year over year growth is not spectacular. Despite the fact that the sector's gone down, these companies are going up. It's not like their year over year growth is down 2,000%. The year over year growth is up for all these companies anywhere from 200% to like 7,400% year over year growth. And yet they're going down? No. This is manipulation. Believe me, this is major manipulation. TrueLeaf, number 6 on my list. For the first time not being first, due to the fact that they just did a bought deal financing and they've been up 30% over the last few months. So I think there could be a little bit of a pullback, but I had to put them on my list because they're profitable. 57 million in quarterly sales. That number will go up. They're anticipated to do about 66 million on the next report, which is coming up soon. 130% year over year growth, 20.9 million in adjusted operating income. That's big. TrueLeaf is a giant. They were given a price target today of $36. They were given a price target today of $36, which is a 169% jump from today's prices. So unless these analysts are all smoking crack, they still believe that these companies are going to go up. The question is when. They know something we don't know. I don't know exactly when. I just know it's going to happen. And when it happens, it's going to be epic. Now, I'm not suggesting that these stocks can't go lower. Anything can get lower. Anything can go higher at any second. I'm not suggesting any of these stocks go lower. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm not suggesting that they go higher. That's not what I'm suggesting. These are just companies that I really like, that I think have a chance to be giants in the sector, that have good growth. And that's why I'm focused on them. The growth to me is too good not to talk about. That's why I'm talking about it, okay? Infinite Possibility says, my dealer gave me free gummies. He's trying to get you hooked. That's how it works. They give you free gummies and then you start buying them. Shh, it's a secret. It's a dealer secret. Whacker Beat says, it was between Planet 13 and MedMen, and fortunately, I picked MedMen. No, man, you guys got to pick Planet 13 because Planet 13 is actually profitable. MedMen is still losing money. This is the problem. Kenitha Grant says, do you think ACB will have profits this time around? You know, that's a tough question. I think that ACB's quarterly results are going to be poor. They're not going to be what people are expecting. I'm hearing around 96 million, which will be less than what they did last quarter for the first time in a long time. So I hope I'm wrong, but I'm hearing they're not going to be that strong. So that's why I'm not as bullish on Aurora right now. If they go down, I think it's going to create an amazing buying opportunity because I think the following Q could be enormous because I think they're getting ready for edibles. I think a lot of companies are. So I think there might be a little bit of a drop-off still on Aurora coming up, but I think the Q after that will be very, very strong. I really do think it'll be very, very strong. So next on my list was Curaleaf. Now, Curaleaf does have a lot of shares that are being unlocked, but I just like the company. They are one of the companies that could do $1 billion in sales in 2020. They're still a long ways away from there, but there's a chance. They did $48 million in quarterly sales, 231% year-over-year growth, which is just too big not to talk about. 231% year-over-year growth is spectacular. And I just like Curaleaf. That's why they're number 5 on my list. I think they could go lower, but I also think the upside is tremendous for them. Valens Growworks, $16.5 million in quarterly sales, 87% quarter-over-quarter growth. I love the quarter-over-quarter growth. Almost 100% quarter-over-quarter growth is spectacular in 3 months. I just think that short window of growth, 87% in 3 months, is spectacular. And $5.5 million in adjusted operating income. Too good not to talk about. Valens Growworks has a chance to be, if not the biggest, one of the biggest extraction companies in the entire sector. Huge upside for them. Then in number 3, I got Organigram, $24.8 million in quarterly sales. Number 10 last month for me. Number 3 this month. I think they're going to be a major player in edibles. $24.8 million in quarterly sales, 621% year-over-year growth. That is just too big not to pay attention to, okay? I don't own any Organigram at this point. I've obviously bought them a lot in the past, really wanting to pick them up right now at these prices, watching them like a hawk and trying to find the bottom. 621% year-over-year growth cannot be denied. 621% growth in 1 year. Like, if they do that again next year, like, we're going to be talking about some ridiculous numbers. It'll be very difficult for them to do that again next year. 1.2 million in adjusted operating income. So they've got cash flow. They have cash flow, something that a lot of the other companies are lacking. Number 2 is one that I've been riding all year. I've traded this about 5 times, made money every single time. Absolutely love this. I know a lot of our members love this too. It's been a huge winner for our community all year long. MediPharm Labs, okay? MediPharm Labs, $31.5 million in quarterly sales, 43% quarter-over-quarter growth, $4.2 million in adjusted operating income. Absolutely love this company. This company's been a giant. When I brought it to you guys first, it was at $1.28 last December. This bad boy went to $7. Been a huge winner for our community. Congratulations to everybody that's taken advantage of this move. It's still over $4.50. And I think this has got a chance to be such a great company. The upside for labs is incredible. Be careful. It's heavily shorted. So there's a lot of short positions in the stock. But I think that this is one of those companies that can't be denied. I think it's a future $10 stock, and they're profitable, and they're running the business the right way. And right now, they are the #1 extraction company in the world in the cannabis sector, followed by Valens Growworks. But Valens Growworks is fighting to try to catch up. So it's going to be fun to watch them both. I think both have enormous upside. And both have been winners this year, despite the fact the entire sector is down for 7 months. Both are up this year. Cannabis Growth Corp is #1 on my list. They haven't been on my list for a long time. They've been going down for months. They are the LeBron James of the cannabis sector. They are the granddaddy of the cannabis sector. They are the biggest player. They got the most money. They're the most well-capitalized, $90.5 million in quarterly sales. That number will jump. Analysts are expecting that to jump to $117 million. That will put them in #1 spot again. 249% year-over-year growth that cannot be denied. 249% year-over-year growth is absolutely spectacular. The only reason why they're down is because they showed a $1.2 billion paper loss. That will not be shown on the next report. This next report will be way better. They also showed a $216 million adjusted operating income loss. I'm assuming that that number also gets better. Cannabis Growth is on a mission to get to profitability. That's why they terminated Bruce Linton. When they terminated Bruce Linton, I said I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. At that time, it was $53. They're now at $26. Now is the time for me to start looking at positioning myself in Cannabis Growth. I think that Cannabis Growth has enormous upside. They've got $1 billion partner. They got billions of dollars in the bank. I think the upside from here is tremendous. We're talking about a global giant, in my opinion, too big to fail, too many resources behind them. They are so big that they can just start going out there and buying all the struggling companies that need money. I think the Cannabis Growth goes up from here. And I think that Cannabis Growth showed like a $1.2 billion loss last quarter. That's why their stock has been punished. I believe that these prices for Cannabis Growth are a gift, and I think that they've got incredible upside from here. I believe Cannabis Growth one day will trade at $100, and when they do, if you were to get in today at 26, we're talking about almost 300% upside from here. Too good to pass up, too big to be denied, too big to fail. The LeBron James of the cannabis sector, the granddaddy of them all. The biggest mistake that Cannabis Growth did was firing Bruce Linton, but that created a buying opportunity for so many investors. I think that now might be the time to get into Cannabis Growth. All right, guys, first day of trading in November. I hope we have a green month. I've been saying this for 6 months. I know I feel like a broken record myself, but at the end of the day, somebody has to do it, okay? I am a true cannabis enthusiast. I love the cannabis sector. I love these companies. I think that this sector has so much potential and so much upside. I hope you can come along for the ride. I'm going to be here every single day, good, bad, or ugly. When they're down, I'll be buying. When you're crying, I'll be buying. When they're up, I'll be selling. It's true. I'm in no panic mode whatsoever. I'm actually looking to buy more, and I'm just trying to do as much research as possible to buy the best. Always invest in the best because the best is blessed, and you deserve the best. So don't go buy some garbage penny stock that might go bankrupt tomorrow. Focus on the best because the best is blessed. It's true. Is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. If you're not winning, you're not watching. We bring you the winners, and we bring them to you first. We brought you Cannabis Growth in 2017. When they were at $5, they went to $70. We brought you Chronos Group in 2017. When they were at $2, they went to $30. We brought you Afria in 2017. When it was at $3, they went to over $20. We brought you Aurora Cannabis in 2017. When it was at $1.50, it went over $15. We can go on and on and on and on and on about all the winners we brought first. We'll continue to bring you winners first. We brought you Labs first this year. We brought you Valens Grow Works first this year. We brought you Grow Generation Corp first this year. So many cannabis winners, and we will continue to do it. We ain't going nowhere. I ain't going to run. When the stocks are red, I ain't running. I'm pulling up. It's true. It's your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. 7 months of red. In my opinion, this is a gift. It's an early Christmas gift. Load up on the best because you deserve it. And don't panic. Don't panic. And don't focus on the losers. Find the next winner. Stop talking about Xena. Who gives a shit? Focus on the next winner. Don't panic.
Don't panic, you rookies that don't manage. You looking at all the candles, it's a ride and we off the handles. It's the heat, cause we bringing all the kitchens out. Oven mitts for little kids, what you bitching about? Pockets when they tingling, money stay mingling. I'm just getting started, yeah, I'm trying to get the swing of things. You love the green, but you hate the red. It's like you love the sex, but you hate the head. There's no difference, I finish all of your dinners. That mean I'm taking your place, it's no mistake that you are beginners. You miss me, rinse and repeat, it's Rich TV. You miss me, I'm the one, Jet Li. It's time that we get popping now. I ain't never stopping now. You would think I'm floating in the open way.
Time for the Bulls to run. Can we have a bull market, please? Time for the Bulls to run. This bear needs to go into hibernation. Could you just go away, please?
Market makers are heartbreakers and start stages. Bring the heat with Kenny just like it's Las Vegas. You hard haters are all fakers. I mob like y'all calling on another song. I don't pause, baby. I don't panic. I just mix it up like Shaka Khan. You stay tripping on his eyes like a soccer mom. And when it's on, I transform like Decepticon. I can tell your whole future looking at the devil's palm. You're too weak, bro,
because you're looking at a 52-week low.
These are opportunities to seize, yo. No peace, though. I don't cheat. I just move when I cruise to the G code. Put the limit in. Stop it if you have to. This is mathematics for addicts for lags.
That's what I do to the Bears.
TV live, he a swell guy. He'll teach you
Buy low, how to sell high.
Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet. You looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I get money because it's all sweet. Yeah,
you looking at the real wolf of Wall Street.
This is how the market goes.
This round and round we go.
Where it stops, we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you spend up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic.
Something has to be done about this. Mr. Attorney, this is what I pay you for. What can I do? Litigation it is.
Get the wheels in the way.
Okay. Quickly! ASAP!
Brent Jagger says, Rich, so in your opinion, since you think Aurora will go lower, do you think you should sell Aurora and back Canopy? Just your opinion. Well, I own Aurora. I'm not going to sell them. I'll buy more. But I think that Canopy is positioned well. I think they're priced well. They have a lot of large institutional investors. They don't got the share structure that Aurora does with a ton of dilution. I think Canopy's priced well. I think Canopy is kind of priced where they should be right now based on where we're at 52-week lows. And I think the upside is tremendous. I think the upside for Canopy growth and for Aurora is about 200%. I just don't think Aurora is going to jump right away because from what I've heard, the analysts are estimating they're going to do about 96 million in revenue. They reported 98 million last quarter. So if they reported 98 million last quarter and 96 this quarter, that's not very promising. So from what I've heard, that's what they're going to report. I could be totally wrong. Analysts could be wrong. They could report way better. They could blow it out of the water. They could show profit. Anything can happen. At the end of the day, I don't know what the reports are going to look like. I just go by what the analysts say. And the analysts have been pretty good. Brent Jagger says, I guess what I'm saying is which one's the next Amazon? I think both of them are going to be players. I think both of them are going to be here. I don't see either of them disappearing. So in my opinion, Canopy Growth is going to be a part of this, and Aurora is going to be a part of this. They're both global. In my opinion, they're both too big to fail. They're both well capitalized. I don't see any of them or either of them going anywhere. They're going to be here. They're going to be a part of this. I know, Max, but the thing is, they've grown every quarter. So if their quarterly revenue actually goes down for a quarter, that will be looked at as a negative thing, in my opinion. But you got to look at all the rest of the numbers. And I don't know what the numbers are going to look like. I'm just going on estimates. Yeah, we need lots of stores here in Canada. You know, it's been a very slow rollout here. Health Canada has made it very difficult. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We've had 7 months of red. At some point, we will have green again. I don't know when, but hopefully soon, so that we can start making some money again in the cannabis sector. It will happen. I don't know exactly when, but it'll happen. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. The first day of November. Have a great trading month. Have a great trading day. Have a great weekend. Wish you guys all the best. The best is blessed. Now remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. I'm not a licensed advisor. I'm a trader just like you guys. Don't invest in anything we talk about on the show. Do your research. Do your due diligence. This show is a place to bring your opinions, bring your picks, have an open discussion, an open forum to talk about what you like, what you dislike, and why. Don't immediately go and buy something just because we talked about it, okay? I'm not even buying all these picks. I'm talking about it. I'm putting it out there in front of the community so I can get some feedback and so that I can make a good decision myself. As a community, let's try to make the best decisions. Let's try to identify the bottoms of all the best companies, and let's find a way to win. Thank you guys for your time. Have a great weekend. I appreciate you guys. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace. Manifest the green. Can we get some green?